Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark, for those of you who don't know, and I am super excited that you've given me a click today, and hopefully you're going to be spending the next 10 or 15 minutes kind of talking all things makeup, tips, techniques, and hopefully having a wee bit of fun along the way. I am really excited that today is the kind of first video in my new series where I'm going to be taking a wee step back away from the camera, where I'm not going to be doing makeup on myself. I think going forward now, I more just really want to be doing makeup on kind of models and friends, and kind of getting back to the way YouTube used to be. And that's when it was all about the makeup, all about the tips and techniques, and all about just education and having a bit of fun. None of this drama anymore. So to kickstart this series, I have got none other than a good friend of mine, Caitlin, who is absolutely stunning, might add. And she's going to be modelling for me today, where I'm going to be checking out the new Mac Cosmetics Powderkiss eyeshadows and Powderkiss liquid lips. So if you want to see how I turned Caitlin from this to this, then stay tuned and definitely hit that subscribe button below so you can see my new video every single Thursday. So I'm starting off by prepping the skin with the Fix Plus Magic Radiance. My number one goal before applying foundation is to hydrate the skin as much as possible. So I like to apply this before going on with moisturiser. The moisturiser I'm using is the Time Check lotion. It's a 2-in-1 formula to act as my moisturiser and primer to smooth out any texture. For foundation, I'm going on a wee bit darker than Caitlin's natural skin tone to tie in with her tan, and I'm going on with the Studio Fix Fluid in shade NC30. I'm using the same beauty blender that I used to press in the skincare, making sure that all those ingredients fuse together to give that foundation a really nice finish. For concealer, I'm using the Studio Fix Concealer in shade NC20. Now, I like a nice, bright, flawless under eye, so I have no problem going at least 3 shades lighter than your foundation for this. You'll notice I'm creating deep triangles under the eyes, up along the top of the cheekbones, the centre of the forehead, down the nose, and a wee bit of the chin. Of course, going back in with that same beauty blender I've used for the whole skin prep so far, and making sure that that's really nicely blended in. Don't worry too much about a perfect blend here, to be honest with you. As long as there's no harsh lines, by the time we set everything with powder and then add all of our bronzers, blushers and highlighters, you don't really see any bits that you've not perfectly blended anyway. I'm then using the same Studio Fix concealer and a MAC 195 brush to carve out the brows and kind of even out the discoloration over the lid and act as a base for the eyeshadows that we apply. Now, I have no bother using a concealer as an eyeshadow base, but I've got some rules there. As long as it's a long wearing concealer and it's a matte to demi-matte finish. Cream concealers are a nightmare. They crease, they're really too thick and hydrating, so they're not really ideal for eyeshadow bases, but matte concealers are. I then want to go under the eyes and set, so for this I'm going on with a 240S brush by MAC and the translucent loose powder. I'm lightly building up the powder, not adding too much, because as you will see, I'm then going on with a powdered foundation on top of my translucent powder. Now, this brush is an absolute favourite of mine. It's the MAC 149S. I call it the Beast. So I'm going in with this brush and the Studio Fix foundation powder, and really I'm using that to set everywhere that we applied concealer. Another light spray of Fix Plus Magic Radiance will ensure that all of this is melted and fused together. As you'll see, Caitlin has phenomenal brows, so all I wanted to do here was add a wee bit more texture and depth to them. So for this I used a lash primer. This is the False Lash Maximizer, where I just brushed up and it kind of holds the hairs in place before going in with the Shape and Shade Brow Tint. This is a very fine felt tip pen. I used small hair-like strokes to fill in any gaps, but to be honest, there weren't many. Okay, for the eyes, so I'm going on with the new Mac Powderkiss eyeshadows. Now this shade is Strike a Pose, and I'm really using the 217S brush by Mac to kind of build up a wee bit of depth within the crease. Strike a Pose is just a nice transition colour. Now you'll see that I've got all the eyeshadows in a palette. They do come individually. I just depotted them all and put them in a palette because it's so much easier in my kit. To smoke out the lash line and deepen the crease, I'm going on with this gorgeous orange tone called So Hot Right Now. I'm using a 221S brush. This brush is my ultimate favourite brush of all time. I think I've got maybe 19 or 20 of them. It's a wee bit bigger than a pencil, but smaller than a blender, so you really get the best of both worlds. I want to lighten the lid without cutting the crease, so I'm going on with a 217S brush and this nice cream toned shadow called Best of Me. This is just going to create a negative space for us to be able to then blend our other colours into to keep things nice and soft. I'm then going in with a pencil brush and the same orange tone that we used to smoke out the lash line and deepen the crease, and I'm really building up that colour along the lash line. You'll see the shape that I've created. It's glam, but it's soft. Now to smoke out the lash line and deepen the crease ever so slightly more, I'm going on with the shade Devoted to Chili, which is kind of like a deeper burnt orange, and a small detailer brush. Now the one I'm using is the 228S brush by Mac. I'm really taking this over the top of the orange tone we first applied, but I'm then blending it out with another pencil brush just to soften things again. Now for liner. I swear liner can sense fear, so if you're going to do this, go in with confidence. I'm going in with a black gel liner because personally I find them blacker and more intense than pens and pencils are. I find as well you get a wee bit more precision with them and more longevity. So I'm just really creating a nice, quite a dramatic flick, but coming out at that perfect angle in line with the lower lash line. If you want to make the eyes look a little bit longer and more lifted, you can do what I've done and extend the liner down on the inner corner to give a slightly more cat-like finish. So to smoke out the under eyes, I'm going in with my detailer brush again, the 228S, and the deeper tone Devoted to Chili, before going in with a 217S brush and just blowing out and softening Devoted to Chili with the very first transition shade we used, Strike a Pose. Now I wanted to add a wee bit more depth under the eyes, so I'm going on with a nice clean line of gel liner within the waterline. Now I don't mind a pencil in the waterline, but I do find a lot of pencils kind of wear off throughout the day, so I always just go in with a gel liner in the waterline. They're easier, they go on more pigmented, and they last longer. Mascara wise, I'm going in with the In Extreme Dimension 3D Black Mascara. This is not for the faint-hearted. This will give you drama. Apply a generous amount of this to the top and bottom lashes, ensuring to get right into the roots. Lashes, I'm not going to lie, I cannot remember what style of lash I used. Even looking at them, my mind has gone blank. But just a nice kind of pair of wispy, dramatic black lashes will finish off the eye look here. Of course, You want to then use a wee bit of the mascara to make sure that the natural lash and the false lash are blended seamlessly together, especially on the outer corners. You don't want to be seeing any gaps. Okay, as promised earlier, you don't have to worry too much about the blend of that concealer into the foundation. So this is where I'm going to go on with my bronzer. I'm using the Mineralized Dark Deepest bronzer. I'm contouring out the temples along the hairline, and then of course start to sculpt in the cheeks. So you'll notice the way that I line up the brush. I kind of lift the face and line up the brush under the cheekbone before flicking upwards. This is going to give you more lift, quite a dramatic contour, but not a big hard line. It's going to be quite soft and blended. And of course, don't forget to contour in the jawline. Okay, for blush, I'm going on with the shade Raisin. This is a nice kind of warm blush to tie in nicely with the eyes and the lip colour that we end up using. I build up the majority of the colour onto the apples of the cheeks, sweeping back towards the hairline to give a nice lift. And then any excess blush I've got left on the brush, I then kind of use this a wee bit on the nose, chin and onto the temples to tie in the overall look. So again, I want to make sure all the powders and complexion products are really fused together and very seamless looking, so I'll go on with another coat of the Magic Radiance and dry it in with that wee electric fan. Now, I was originally going to make this look all matte, but I thought to add that extra touch of glamour, I just couldn't not add some highlight. So I went on with the Show Gold highlight, which is a kind of pinky gold multi-dimensional highlighter. It really is beautiful. So to finish this look off, I'm going to go on and of course prep the lips with my Prep and Prime lip primer. I would never apply a lipstick without it. It kind of acts as a super glue for any lipstick and evens out any texture in the lips. So the lipstick I'm using is shade Over the Taupe from the new MAC Powderkiss Liquid Lip range. Now the formula and finish of these is stunning. They were created backstage by makeup artists to help them easily achieve that soft matte powdered finish, but because they're so hydrating, they don't crack and crease. I'm then removing any excess product with a clean flat brush before revealing the finished look. So there we have it. I really hope you guys liked this look as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you did, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button below and leave me a wee comment. And guys, if you recreate this look, which I would love to see you guys recreating these looks because I want you really to be working on your technique and your skill level, then tag me. So if you want to tag me, you can get me on Instagram. It'll be Marc Sinclair Mua. And of course, I'll be liking, I'll be commenting. If you guys want any feedback or you want me to give you any tips or anything on something that you struggled with, then please just drop me a wee DM. I will always get back to you. So next video will be going up next Thursday and it's a good one. So if you want to see what I end up coming up with next week, then hit that wee bell button below after you subscribe and that'll give you a wee notification every time I upload a video, but it'll be every Thursday. So it's fine, you know when it'll be coming. So until next week, bye!